What is up, everyone? It's Trent here with Visual Torch, where cybersecurity meets clarity. We are officially back.
What is up, everyone? It's Trent here with Visual Torch, where cybersecurity meets clarity. We are officially back for day 6 of TryHackMe Advent of Cyber campaign. And with the Advent of Cyber, it is a 24-day celebration that happens every December, where we will be learning about different topics such as phishing, malware analysis, hacking tools, cloud security, things like that. So every day we'll be completing a brand new room. And once we complete a room, we'll be getting a daily ticket, which will allow us to be entered in for a grand prize drawing with a pool of prizes that actually span over $150,000 worth. So if you're new to cybersecurity or just want to learn something new, this is a great chance for everyone to go ahead and start. So like I said, we're on day 5. We're on day 6. So if you want to go ahead and see what we did day 1 through 5, you can go ahead and tune into the channel, and we'll go ahead and get started.
The new room, and this is actually called.
So right here is the new box, the new room, and this is actually called, this is what we'll be doing malware analysis, executable. So I actually had to split these screens up, so bear with me.
So
a little bit of
the town of Wareville remains quiet
of a pain.
In the middle of the night. While the residents of
here is the story for day 6. The town of Wareville remains quiet in the middle of the night, while the residents of Wareville are nicely tucked up in bed, blissfully unaware. The SOC team at the Best Festival Company remain alert, poised and ready for whatever. Monitoring their screens, armed with a freshly poured mug of hot cocoa, the elves at the SOC watch their dashboards diligently when suddenly they receive an email in unison from Alpha McClaw's head of Alpha Affairs in their inboxes, and it reads, "To all elves going forward, we will be using a brand new program for creating and reviewing Team Rottenness. This new program will revolutionize how Rottenness are made here at the Best Festival Company. Please contact IT support if you have any issues running the program. Kind regards, remain the best, Alpha McClaw's head of Alpha Affairs."
They're right.
But why is Alpha McClaw's working at 3 a.m. screens, a member of the SOC team in the background? They're right. Something is amiss. If Alpha McBlue is immediately suspicious. Their years of experience in the SOC has given them the wisdom not to download out of the blue executables. Without Minsky wisdom, Alpha McBlue takes charge. Loading up their malware analysis toolkit, the investigation begins. So what we're actually going to be doing is we're going to be actually analyzing this piece of executable that was given to us. So we'll be learning the principle of malware analysis, an introduction to sandboxes. We'll be learning about static versus dynamic analysis, and we'll be utilizing the tools of the trade, PE Studio, Propmon, and RegShot. So I went ahead and I actually connected to the machine, which will be over here in this tab. So now we need the RDP.
Take a look at the questions.
We'll check this off.
What they are going to be asking
and we will get down here.
So they want us
to take a look at the questions first to see what they are going to be asking us. So they want us to figure out what is the SHA-256 sum of the Hop Helper EXE. Then they want to know within the strings that there will be a flag, and they want us to figure out what the flag is. And then we will have to figure out what registry value has the hophelper.exe modified for persistence. We can filter out the Propmon for TCP operations, and we need to find what network protocol hophelper.exe is using to communicate. And then we can try and find the web panel for bonus
that the side quest is a whole nother set of boxes.
So before they were giving us side quests, and I actually found out that the side quest is a whole nother set of boxes for you to do. But I can't stream those, unfortunately, because of the rules.
So to be talking about the principle of
we'll go ahead and get started.
It was the process of of examining a malicious file to understand.
So to be talking about the principle of malware analysis, so it's a process of examining a malicious file to understand its functionality, operation, and methods for defense against it.
And therefore we know.
So once we analyze the malicious file or application, we can see exactly how it operates, and therefore we know how to prevent
Can
it.
we block that server?
For example, could the malicious file communicate with an attacker's
machine?
server?
Could we
And
use
can we
those
block
to
that server
determine
that's
if
communicating with?
malware has affected another device?
Could it leave traces on the machine? And could we use those to determine if the malware has affected another device?
Dynamic.
And then we'll be talking about the two main branches of malware analysis, which is static and dynamic. Static analysis is inspecting a file without executing it, whereas dynamic analysis will involve
The
execution.
thing when you're doing
of that
malware
file.
analysis is you want to test everything in the sandbox, so that way it's
The good thing when you're doing malware analysis is you want to test everything in a sandbox, so that way it's not going out into production environment. You're not executing it on a live machine. You want it to be a safe, isolated environment, and we can perform all the actions without the risk of sensitive data being impacted or our any other systems.
And we want to
golden rules never run dangerous
reiterate
applications on devices you care about.
Potentially malicious code
And we want to reiterate that it's imperative to understand that potentially malicious code and applications should only be ran in a safe and isolated environment. So as you're going through this, give me 1 minute.
Sorry, there may be some issues with the actual audio, so let me know if you all are hearing anything.
And sorry, there may be some issues with the actual audio, so let me know if you all are hearing anything.
I think it may be fixed. Okay, so as we're going through this, we're going to be replacing anything that says downloader.exe.
Okay, so as we're going through this, we're going to be replacing anything that says downloader.exe with helper.exe.
It's going to be a quick and effective way to understand.
So when it comes to static analysis, it's going to be a quick and effective way to understand how the file may operate. So there's a couple things. There are checksums, strings, imports, and resources. So in the checksums, they are used within cybersecurity to track the catalog of the files and executable. So we could get that to see if it's been modified. If we figure out a checksum or a hash of a file, and if that checksum changes, then we know that something has happened because it shouldn't change. The strings are sequences of readable characters within an executable, and it could contain IP addresses, URLs, or passwords. We have imports, which are a list of libraries or functions that the application depends on. So we'll be able to know exactly what is it calling and what it's doing. And the resources contain data such that the icon that is displayed to the user, this is useful, especially since malware might use a Word document icon to trick the user.
First, we're going to load that.
So this is just saying that what we're going to do is we're going to launch PE Studio first. We're going to load the executable in there, and then we're going to check for indicators in the dropdown. So we'll start here by going over to this box. And if I run PE Studio,
sometimes it does not want to click.
This is the issue I was having. Sometimes it does not want to click.
Let me try this. We are going to RDP in from my machine.
Let me try this.
Let's see if this works.
We are going to RDP in from my machine. Let's see if this works. Should be the same box. And to the client.
I'm sorry, give me one moment.
I'm sorry, give me one moment. Gotta fix the audio. I think I know what's going on. Give me one moment. Sorry, I think the audio from my camera is coming through. Let me try and stop that. All right, let me fix that. Give me one moment. How about now? You hear me twice now? Okay, I think it should be fixed. I think I turned down the audio on my on the camera. Okay, we are good now. Add another hour just in case. All right. This allow me to. I'm stuck still. All right. Let's see if I can just RDP in from my actual box. This window box that they gave us for attack box has been kind of finicky, so just bear with me. Using connections. All right. So we're just going to terminate this box and start over. Give me one moment while I get this fixed.
All right, sorry for that. We're back. I had to reboot that machine. So what we're first going to do is we are going to do a static analysis of the malware file. So if we go ahead and we click on PE Studio, we will let that boot up and we'll say File, Open. And the file that we want to take a look at is over here in Hopper Help. If I go to my desktop, go over to Hop Helper, and we say Open. Give it a chance for it to finish loading. And this is what it'll do from the static analysis. So remember the first time we were looking for the checksum that was going on. So it should be this one right here where it says file SHA-256. So if we click on this, I should be able to copy this line. And if I go back down here, minimize this one. And then now I should be able to I did not enable copy and paste. So again, but we'll actually, let's take a look at X3RDP is what you can use on Linux machines to remote into Windows boxes. So what I'm doing now is just taking a look at if you normally with commands in Linux, if you hit tag H, you should be able to see like a help command menu. So I need to actually look for bi-directional keyboards, mouse motion, mouse. Let's see if there is a keyboard function. All right, so it would be either tac clipboard or / clipboard, and we'll say bi-directional all. Okay. Actually, we'll do this again. We'll say tac clipboard. Actually, I'll do / clipboard. It was we'll say bi-directional all. So make sure I have everything else right. Okay. Doesn't like that command. Let's see. Oh, probably has to put a comma in there. Use selection. Okay. All right. If that doesn't work, we will just Google it. 3RDP board directional command. This says plus clipboard should work. All right, let's see if it'll let us in now. Failed to connect again. This has been the most finicky box that I have used on this platform. Usually I give you a Windows, Linux-based one, so it's not as bad. Okay. See if it'll let me back in. No. I think they may be having some issues with their RDP session. Give me one moment. Let me try and fix that one more time. Bear with me. I'm sorry for this. Okay, let's see if it works this time. So we launched PE Studio. No, it is just stuck. Maybe if I refresh the browser. Okay, now let's see. If we run PE Studio and we get back to where we were, desktop hop helper, and we are looking at this hop helper exe. And right here, we can see the hash that they were asking for. So if we copy value, go back down here. Post this in here. And the first flag is submitted. Now, the second question asked us that within strings, we will be able to find a flag that exists. It can be found towards the bottom. Just go back up here. It'll tell us a little bit about strings. Strings is actually found over here in this count. And once we click on this, this is a list that we can go through to check out exactly what the values are. I'm going to scroll over. See stuff like it can't run in DOS mode. And as we scroll down, there's some things that are in there. See if we can go towards the bottom, see if there's anything interesting. Just looking at, it's been able to pull out operators, things like that. It's been able to pull out some type of artifacts object. And if we scroll down here, we can see the name of the DLL that it's installing, but we can see the actual string we were looking for the flag. So now we have our second flag. And if we place this in here, and go ahead and hit check, and we're done. So it was able to find all that without actually having to execute the file. For now, we are going to move into the dynamic analysis. So with this, we're going to first be using Redshot, which is a widely used utility, which will take snapshots of the registry. We can do it before. We're going to run it before the malware executed, and then we're going to go back and we're going to run it afterwards. And that's going to be able to allow us to compare what is going on. So Redshot is over here on the desktop. I'm going to go ahead and click on this. It should pull up UAC on. So what I'll do is I'm going to just put the output path to the desktop. Okay. And then we're going to take our first snapshot. And then what's on is that as malware establishes its persistence, it tries to make sure it's staying on the device and you can't delete it. So it's common for it to add a run key into the registry, and that will specify which applications are automatically executed when it powers on. So that's why, if you notice back in the day, if you had malware on your computer, you try to reboot, like, oh, maybe it'll go away, and it just keeps happening. That's where it comes from, is it's executed in the registry key, and it put in that run command, and it's just there. So it's until you're able to actually remove it from registry and completely clear it out, you'll be able to get rid of it. So it's going to take a couple minutes to run. So it is finished. And then now we're actually going to execute the Hopper exe. The Hop Helper exe. I'm sorry for keep on mispronouncing it. And we will let that run. You see, just change all of our shortcut thumbnails. And let's see, we should be good to run it a second time. Oh, King Malhair sends his regards. So we will now take our second shot. And we will give it a minute to finish. When it finishes, we'll be actually able to hit this compare button, and we'll be able to see a difference in what was modified, maybe things that were added. So, and after this, we'll be moving on to Procmon, which is actually installed on everyone's Windows computer, and we'll talk about it in a little bit. It's a way for you to monitor processes and things that have changed. So now we can click compare, and it will build out a TXT file that will allow us to see what was changed between snapshot 1 and snapshot 2. So let me resize this for us. All right. So here we can see that two keys were added and exist in the actual registry. So these are actually, if you go into your regex, you can actually drill down to these, and that's where the folders are at. And we see that values were added here, and we had values that were modified for 15. And actually, we can see in this line right here, we can actually see there's a run command right here that hophelper.exe installed. So it once it ran, it was putting it onto the actual desktop. And if we try to reboot this machine, it will still be there. So if we remember, it was asking us what was the path of the registry file. So the path in registry, I'm sorry, of where this was created. So I think it should be, we'll try the whole thing. Let's see if the whole path works, or if they just wanted the first part. So check this, and that's correct. So now the next question we have is to filter out the Procmon output that we will have for TCP operations to figure out which protocol it was communicating over. So we can go back up here, and Procmon is used in Microsoft. It's installed from the system internals. You can use it for investigation, a lot of different things you can do with Procmon and with the whole system internal suite. We as hackers and penetration testers love using it. It helps us a lot. So I may talk about that in a later video. So what we'll do is we will open up Procmon, which will be right here, and say yes. And now it automatically captures processes as they're happening. But since we opened this after we ran Hop Helper, we're going to just run it one more time. Actually, I have to click on this first. We will go ahead and capture. Run this one more time. And then it says just give it a moment. Capture everything, and we will go ahead and stop it. So as we can see, there's a lot of information that's going on here. But when you're going through your actual analysis for your digital forensics, you can actually use the filters in here to take a look at things. So we know that we ran the Hop Helper exe. So what we can actually do is that will show up in the process name like it does the CTFmon. So if we go ahead and click on process name, and we'll say that it is hophelper.exe. Oh, I did not click in there. There we go. We can add it, hit apply. And did it show anything? It did not. Actually, let's run that one more time. Keep clicking out the wrong thing. Here we go. Here it is now. So went ahead and we can see that we're now able to filter that. I could actually reset the whole filter. If I do that, see everything was there from before. Now we can see different operations were happening. We see that open registry keys, it created files, it loaded the images. So that's probably what we saw when it took over all of our thumbnails. Then let me shrink this down a little bit so you can see the window. It's a long list of things that one program ran. So it actually asked us to look at the TCP filter. So if I go to filter, and if we look at it as an operation, and we'll say just contains TCP. We can see that it did a TCP connect, it sent, it received, and it disconnected all to this breach blocker sandbox. So if we expand this out to see what happened, we can see that it actually sent it to the HTTP, which is the protocol. So that's just a web browser that it went to, and it's an unsecure web browser because it says HTTP. So now we know that HTTP is the network protocol that it used to communicate. And it says, it says, can you find the web panel that hothelper.exe is communicating with? So we can actually see if we can browse to that box, that site, breach blocker / sandbox. Actually, let me put http:// on there. And now we can see that every time we ran that, it got information back. So we can actually run it again and see what it does. See if it updates from 3 to 4. Do that. Now if we refresh data, now it shows 4. So every time it runs, that's what it's communicating out here. And they can click on they can go in here, click on the details, and actually see all this information. So they got the username that was logged into that ran it. They got the breach blocker is the host name and the type of Microsoft build that is going on, and the all this information is being captured. So we went ahead and we finished this room, and this is the other room. Go ahead and click on this, and we should be done. And that is all. So we now completed the malware egg executable room. And by doing so, it gives us another ticket, which is, like I said in the beginning, every time you complete a room, you're getting one more ticket that will enter you in for a grand prize, for prize drawings. And those prizes include a lot of things, and there's over $150,000. Let me see if I can show you. If I go back to the room, to the head part of here, you should be able to see the actual prizes. Let's take a look at what we can win. So maybe here, I think it's at the back at the top. Oh, here, view prizes. So every day will be, so if you want to tune in every day, I'll be going over each one of these rooms as they come out. I'm Trent with a visual torch where cybersecurity meets clarity. So if you like this video, please do us a favor, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And also, if you want to tune in and watch the videos that we did before, go ahead and give it a try. Go ahead and take a look. So these are some of the prizes. You could win a brand new iPhone 17. They have MacBooks available, monitors, gaming keyboards, AirPods, and that's just in Elite Tech. And then we scroll down, we have Flipper Zero. I am ecstatic about Flipper. I actually want one. It's the coolest thing. It uses RFID to do a bunch of things. You can take you can use it to copy actual keys for your near field communication and things like that. And you'll be able to do a lot. And you can come with different payloads in it. It's a hacker or tech person's just dream. And then we could actually get tickets to DEF CON. DEF CON is a great cybersecurity and hacking conference that goes on in Vegas as part of Hacker Summer Camp. So it's DEF CON along with Black Hat USA that is going on. And then you can get certifications for Burp Suite, Burp Suite, and you can do TryHackMe has a couple, and then they're giving away actual subscriptions and swag. So go ahead, try these out for yourselves. Get your tickets, and hopefully you'll win some of these prizes. Again, I'm Trent with Visual Torch. See you tomorrow. Have a great day.